What if events went differently, and Anakin Skywalker found himself in Avengers Infinity War? Welcome back, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, to another thrilling what-if scenario. Today we're diving into part 2 of our epic series where Anakin Skywalker, after his adventures in Thor Ragnarok, continues his journey in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Imagine a universe where Anakin, gifted the Tesseract by Loki at the end of Ragnarok, becomes entangled in the monumental battle against the Mad Titan, Thanos. How would the Chosen One's skills with the Force and his formidable combat abilities influence the Avengers' struggle to protect the Infinity Stones? Would Anakin's presence turn the tide in favor of Earth's mightiest heroes? Or would his internal conflicts and dark past create new challenges? Let's explore a world where Anakin Skywalker joins the fight in Avengers Infinity War, and see how this alternate scenario reshapes the fate of the MCU. But before we embark on this thrilling journey, if you guys are enjoying the infinity and infinite possibilities of the multiverse, consider supporting my work on Patreon and Substack. Your support allows me to continue to create more exciting content and dive deeper into your scenarios that you want and push the boundaries of our imagination. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this adventure, and let's continue the twists and turns of this captivating what if together. Location: somewhere in space. Thor finally asks Anakin for more details on who it is that he is trying to save in the past. He tells Anakin that time travel can be tricky, and changing events in the past can have significant effects on the future. Anakin tells Thor that his actions in the past caused the death of his wife Padme. He needs to warn her to stay away from him on that day, so that nothing bad happens to her. Thor says that they must go back to a point in time when Anakin was away from Naboo on a mission. Thor says they must avoid running into the alternate version of Anakin, as this will only cause more trouble for them. Anakin says he knows a time that will work. Location: Naboo Palace. Padme. Amidala is going about her daily duties when Anakin sneaks up on her. Thor is keeping watch nearby. Padme is shocked at first and asks Anakin why he is back from his mission with Obi-Wan so soon. She also says that he looks strangely different. Anakin explains that he is from an alternate future, and that in the coming months the Anakin she loves will be influenced by Palpatine to turn to the dark side. Anakin says that she must warn Obi-Wan about Palpatine and say nothing to Anakin from her timeline about any of this. Padme seems a little overwhelmed, but she says that she understands what has to be done. Anakin embraces Padme and apologizes for hurting her in his dimension. She forgives him, and they share a tender moment. But then, Padme starts disintegrating and the facade of the palace falls apart around them, to reveal that the palace has been destroyed. Thor comes to Anakin's side. Neither of them understand what is happening. Then we see Thanos with Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian. They have Padme as their hostage. Thanos has the Power Stone and the Reality Stone in his gauntlet. Thanos had arrived before Thor and Anakin, and had already laid waste to Naboo. Somehow Thanos knew that Thor and Anakin would be coming with the Tesseract, and used the Reality Stone to trick them into thinking everything was okay. Anakin draws his lightsaber. Anakin, do not touch her. Thanos, give me the stone and I'll spare her life. Thor, I'm not feeling very generous today. Ebony Maw, how dare you deny the almighty Thanos? You will pay with your lives. Anakin, give it to him.
Thor reluctantly gives up the Tesseract, and Thanos crushes it to retrieve the Space Stone from inside. Thanos orders Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian to attack. Anakin goes up against Ebony Maw, and they engage in a force battle, throwing large objects from the palace rubble at one another. Thor and Cull Obsidian go head to head, but the weaponless and injured Thor is taking a nasty beating from Obsidian. Thanos admires the Space Stone for a moment, before adding it to his gauntlet. As soon as the stone clips into the holster on Thanos' gauntlet, it sends an explosion of energy shooting outwards from Thanos. Padme is caught in the blast and she gets sent flying into a half-broken wall and crushed under some falling rubble. Anakin sees Padme being crushed and loses focus on the battle. Anakin, Padme. Ebony Maw uses this as an opportunity to throw a large boulder at Anakin, which similarly crushes him. In the distance, Obi-Wan and Anakin from Padme's dimension are approaching in their ship, accompanied by forces from the Galactic Republic. They were sent a distress signal from Naboo when Thanos attacked and have come to help. Thanos opens a portal with the Space Stone and summons Maw and Obsidian to leave with him before the army arrives. Thanos and his henchmen disappear into the portal and it closes. Thor is badly beaten up, but he finds the strength to push the boulder off of Anakin. As soon as Thor removes the boulder, we see that Anakin's body has been badly mangled. His arms and legs are broken and his lightsaber has been crushed. Thor carries Anakin back to their ship, and they escape before the army arrives. Obi-Wan and Anakin arrive on the scene, and Anakin finds Padme's lifeless body in the rubble. Anakin is overcome with grief and he sobs desperately over his dead wife's body. Obi-Wan tries to console his Padawan, but Anakin swears that he will have his revenge and kill whoever is responsible for Padme's death. In the distance, Anakin sees Thor's ship flying away and orders it to be shot down. Thor's ship is apprehended and takes fire from Galactic Republic ships, incurring heavy damage to the left wing. Thor's ship is falling apart. Red lights are flashing, warning of engine failure. Suddenly, a portal opens up in front of Thor's ship, and they disappear into it. Location: Darth Sidious, Lair, Coruscant. Darth Maul approaches Darth Sidious's throne and kneels at his master's feet. Darth Sidious, Thanos has fallen well into our grasp. You did well to lead him to Nebo. Now for the final phase of my plan. Once I turn young Skywalker to the dark side, I will have everything I need to reshape the galaxy according to my will. You will be rewarded greatly for your service, but first, bring me the Infinity Armor. Darth Maul, as you wish, Master. Location: somewhere in space. Thor looks around in confusion as his ship passes through the wormhole. A projection of Doctor Strange appears on his ship. The projection tells Thor that Doctor Strange was notified of a disturbance in the timeline when he and Anakin went back in time to contact Padme. He saw them lose the Space Stone to Thanos, and now he has transported them back to their normal timeline. Doctor Strange scolds Thor for acting so irresponsibly, but Thor explains that he had to keep his promise to Anakin. Thor asks Doctor Strange to open a porthole to Navaro so he can get Anakin the help he needs. Doctor Strange tells Thor that he must get back to Earth as soon as possible, and then opens the porthole to Navaro. Location: Mandalorian hideout, Navaro. Present time. Thor's ship crash lands on Navaro. Thor carries Anakin's body into a secret Mandalorian hideout in the sewers of Navaro. He is met by the hiding Mandalorian warriors and their leader, the Armorer. Thor lays Anakin's body down on a table, and some of the Mandalorians start working on his injuries immediately. The Armorer: I'm surprised you found us. Thor: when you've lived for as long as I have, you tend to know about some of the galaxy's most feared warriors. The Armorer: He'll survive, but we are going to have to build him a new body. Thor gives the armorer Anakin's broken lightsaber. Thor: anything you can do about this? The armorer: leave that to me. Thor: I need some weaponry of my own, but my ship won't make it to Navaro in this state. I need a ride. The armorer: I know someone who might be interested in helping, but they don't come cheap. Location: Navaro Saloon. Rocket and Drax are having a beer drinking competition, while Peter, Quill, and Groot are playing poker. Gamora and Mantis are watching the game and laughing at Groot. Thor enters the saloon and approaches Quill. Thor introduces himself and tells Quill that the Mandalorian armorer said that they have a ship capable of taking him to Nidavellr. Rocket gets excited by the mention of Nidavellr, saying that he thought it was a myth. Quill is hesitant to offer their services to Thor until he brings up Thanos' name. Gamora joins the conversation and tells Thor that Thanos is her father, and if he is after the Infinity Stones, then they have to help Thor defeat him for the sake of the universe. Gamora explains that if Thanos is able to get his hands on all 6 Infinity Stones, then he'll be able to wipe out half of the universe with the snap of his fingers. Quill agrees that they will help Thor retrieve his Thanos killing weapon from Nidavellr and join the fight to defeat Thanos. The Guardians of the Galaxy board their ship and take off. Thor explains that Thanos stole the Space Stone from them in the past, and is confused by how Thanos knew that they would be there, and also how he was able to travel to an alternate timeline without the Space Stone. Gamora confesses that Thanos had sent her on a mission to locate all of the Infinity Stones years ago. Thanos had started dealing with a dark Sith Lord who claimed to have the ability to see into the future. The Sith Lord prophesied that Thanos would be able to restore balance to the galaxy if he could secure all 6 Infinity Stones. The Sith Lord also claimed to be able to travel between dimensions using dark powers. Gamora believes that this mysterious partner must be the one who plotted the ambush on Naboo to steal the Space Stone. Gamora's story is interrupted by a transmission from her sister Nebula. The transmission is not clear, but Nebula sounds like she is in serious trouble. The transmission is giving off Nebula's location. Gamora says that she has to go and help her sister, and Quill says that she won't be going alone. They decide to split up and regroup once Nebula has been rescued. Rocket, Groot, and Thor will take the escape pod to Navaro to forge his weapon, while the others go to save Nebula. Location: Sanctum Sanctorum, New York City. Tony Stark arrives at Doctor Strange's sanctum to discuss the threat of Thanos. Wong explains that there are 6 Infinity Stones, 2 of which are on Earth. Thanos already has the Space Stone, Reality Stone, and Power Stone. Stark says that the best way to stop Thanos would be to destroy the Infinity Stones, but Doctor Strange says that he has made a solemn oath to protect the Time Stone with his life, and he cannot simply destroy it. Part of his duty as the Sorcerer Supreme is to protect Earth's reality from crumbling. Doctor Strange asks about the Mind Stone and Vision's whereabouts, but Tony tells him that Vision has gone off the radar, and that Steve Rogers might be the only person capable of finding him. Stark says that they cannot let Thanos bring the fight to them due to the collateral damage this kind of a battle would cause, and so they must take the fight to him. Their meeting is interrupted by a low rumbling, like a minor earthquake. Outside, they can see people in the street fleeing their vehicles and running in the same direction. Doctor Strange, Wong, and Tony Stark run outside to see that a spaceship has entered into the atmosphere. Tony Stark suits up into his new Iron Man nanotech suit. Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian are on the street ahead of them. Ebony Maw demands that they hand over the Time Stone, and Doctor Strange says that they'll have to try and take it. Location: somewhere in Queens. Peter's on the school bus heading to a museum for a school outing when the hairs on his arms stand up. His spidey senses are telling him that danger is near. Peter looks out the window and sees the spaceship in the distance and asks Ned to cause a distraction. Ned points to the spaceship, and all Peter's classmates rush to the rear of the bus to get a look out of the window. Peter slips out of his window with his spider suit in his backpack. Back outside the sanctum, Iron Man is fighting Cull Obsidian, while Doctor Strange takes on Ebony Maw. Spider-Man joins the fight, and Iron Man tells him to help Doctor Strange protect the Time Stone. Spider-Man swings after Doctor Strange, who is soaring through the air battling Maw. Spider-Man tries to distract Maw by shooting webs at his face, but Maw dodges the web and throws a car at Spider-Man. Maw has Doctor Strange pinned against a building and tries to pull the Time Stone from his neck, but there is an enchantment on the necklace that will only allow Doctor Strange to open it. Doctor Strange tells Ebony Maw that the spell he has put on the necklace is unbreakable, but Ebony Maw says that he will have to take the stone off of Strange's dead body and knocks him unconscious before teleporting his body up to the ship. Spider-Man latches onto Doctor Strange's body as it hovers through the air towards the ship and updates Iron Man on the situation. Iron Man is still busy battling Cull Obsidian, but Wong comes to his aid by dropping Obsidian into a portal. Obsidian tries to jump back through the portal, but Wong closes it, cutting off the beast's arm in the process. Iron Man thanks Wong and says that he is invited to his wedding before flying after Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Seeing that Spider-Man is being pulled out into space, Iron Man releases a suit upgrade that he has been developing. Spider-Man is unable to breathe so high up in the Earth's atmosphere and loses consciousness. He falls off of the ship but is caught by the suit that Iron Man has sent into space for him. Spider-Man regains consciousness immediately and latches back onto the ship. Iron Man arrives in space and he and Spider-Man make their way onto the ship. Location: Edinburgh. Wanda and Vision are enjoying an evening walk. They're speaking about their relationship together and their dreams of living normal lives. Vision says that the stone has been acting weirdly lately, causing him some discomfort. They pass a television in a store window where they see on the news that a spaceship has invaded New York. Vision suspects that this is why the stone has been communicating with him. Vision is suddenly stabbed through his abdomen by Corvus Glaive. Wanda retaliates and uses her powers to throw Glaive across the cobbled street. Proxima Midnight is also there. They have come for Vision's Mind Stone. Wanda and Vision prepare to fight Thanos' henchmen. Proxima Midnight and Wanda start battling it out. Midnight is a fierce and skilled warrior, but Wanda's powers are a suitable match. Vision has been badly wounded by Glaive's blade and is struggling to hold up against the villain. Glaive knocks Vision down to the ground and starts to pry the Mind Stone from Vision's head with the end of his blade. Wanda hears Vision cry out in agony and fends off Midnight so that she can go to his aid. Wanda lands on the rooftop where Glaive is trying to extract the stone from Vision, and she throws Glaive off of Vision with her powers. Proxima Midnight jumps onto the rooftop, and Wanda attempts to flee with Vision into the train station below. Both Glaive and Midnight corner Vision and Wanda, and it seems like they are about to be overpowered by Thanos' henchmen. A train passes by in the background, and we see the silhouette of a man standing on the other platform. The man steps into the light, and we see that Captain America has come to their rescue. Falcon and Black Widow surprise attack the henchmen, and Captain America joins the fight. The three of them work together like a well-oiled special forces unit, and their teamwork easily defeats the henchmen. Black Widow tells the henchmen that they don't want to kill them, but they will if they have to. Proxima Midnight tells them that it's the last chance they'll ever get before slipping away in a portal. Back on Ma's spaceship, Iron Man and Cyberman spy on Ma as he is trying to use a torture method to get Doctor Strange to give up the Time Stone. Iron Man asks Spider-Man if he has any ideas on how they can rescue Strange. Spider-Man thinks of a movie he watched where the characters used a hole in the spacecraft to suck out an alien that was trying to kill them. Iron Man likes the idea and they get to work. Iron Man jumps down from his hiding spot and confronts Ma. The lead henchman says that Iron Man will be no match for his powers, and Iron Man jokes saying that while that may be true, the kid has watched more movies. Iron Man then blasts a hole in the spaceship's side, which sucks Ma out immediately. Spider-Man catches Strange before he can be sucked out of the hole, and Iron Man closes it up with some of his nanotech. We see Ma's frozen dead body floating in outer space. Iron Man says that the ship's course is currently plotted for Titan, and they all agree to continue the course to Titan in an attempt to ambush Thanos. Location: the Sanctuary vertical bar. Nebula's transmission has brought Gamora to the Sanctuary. Quill, Gamora, Mantis, and Drax search an abandoned ship for Nebula, and they find her strung up by some kind of torture device that is pulling her apart piece by piece. Nebula manages to whisper to her sister, "Nebula, it's a trap." Thanos enters the ship and uses the Reality Stone to turn Quill, Mantis, and Drax into shapes. Thanos tells Gamora to give up the location of the Soul Stone, but she refuses. Thanos continues to torture Nebula further, causing her to scream in anguish. Gamora begs him to stop, but he does not. Despite her pain, Nebula tells Gamora not to give up the location of the Soul Stone, but Gamora cannot handle seeing her sister in so much pain, and tells Thanos that they must go to Vormir. Thanos opens a portal and takes Gamora with him. Quill, Drax, and Mantis regain their form and free Nebula from the torture device. Location: Vormir. Thanos and Gamora arrive on Vormir, where they are met by Red Skull, who has been banished to Vormir and trapped on the planet to serve as the Soul Stone's guardian. Red Skull explains to Thanos that the Soul Stone incurs a heavy price, and that it can only be gained by sacrificing what you love most. Gamora is pleased to hear this and starts to celebrate, mocking Thanos by saying that his cruel heart will be the reason his plan failed, because he loves nothing and no one. Tears start to form on Thanos' eyes as he grabs Gamora by the arm and drags her to the end of the cliff. Gamora realizes that her father plans to sacrifice her and struggles against him, but he is too strong. Thanos looks at his adopted daughter one last time before throwing her off the cliff. Thanos watches through teary eyes as Gamora crashes to the ground below and dies. Thanos wakes up in a body of water with the Soul Stone in his hand. He ponders his choices for a moment before adding the stone to his gauntlet, which sets off a stunning golden ray of energy shooting out from Thanos. Now, only 2 stones remain. Location: Jedi Temple, Coruscant. 1 year in the past. Anakin is still in mourning. He stands on the rooftop of the Jedi Temple in Coruscant, dreaming of revenge. The death of his beloved wife has filled his entire being with a burning rage that he no longer knows how to control, despite years of Jedi training. Senator Sheev Palpatine joins Anakin on the rooftop. Anakin, evening, Senator. Palpatine: I'm sorry for your loss, Skywalker. I trust you shall have your revenge in time. Anakin: when I find who did this, they will pay with their lives. Palpatine: what if I told you I could help you claim the revenge you seek? Anakin: is this some kind of bargain? Palpatine: come with me and I'll show you. Palpatine takes Anakin to his hideout on Coruscant. Inside of Palpatine's lair, Darth Maul is standing alongside a suit of dark armor. The breastplate of the suit has 6 holsters in it, 1 for each Infinity Stone. Anakin draws his lightsaber when he sees Darth Maul. Anakin, what is this? Palpatine, if you want to find out who murdered your wife, you'll have to put that away. Anakin puts away his lightsaber. Palpatine tells Anakin that a version of himself from the future is responsible for Padme's death. He tells Anakin that this alternate version of himself is locked in a battle with a Titan called Thanos. Palpatine says that Thanos is the one who killed Padme, but it's because of his alternate self that Padme was put in harm's way, and therefore, they're both to blame. Anakin swears that he'll kill them all, and anyone who stands by them. Anakin asks Palpatine what he must do in order to enact his vengeance. Palpatine reveals that he is a Sith Lord, and that only by turning to the dark side will Anakin be able to defeat Thanos. Anakin says that he'll do whatever it takes, and Palpatine gives him his first test. Palpatine, use the vengeance and anger that you feel within you. Tap into its power and kill my apprentice Darth Maul. If you succeed, you will take his place at my side, and together we will be unstoppable. Darth Maul, Master, how could you betray me like this? Without hesitation, Anakin draws his lightsaber and attacks. Darth Maul tries to defend himself, but with every strike, Anakin's rage and power grows. Anakin disarms Darth Maul and retrieves his lightsaber. Anakin then uses both lightsabers and decapitates Darth Maul. Palpatine celebrates Anakin's victory and invites him to step into the Infinity Armor suit. Palpatine says that Anakin must kill Thanos and use the suit to wield the power of the 6 Infinity Stones. Anakin steps into the suit in the black armor, lights up with red beams around the limbs and chest area. Palpatine destroys Anakin's old lightsaber and gives him Darth Maul's double-sided saber. Palpatine, now you are ready to seek your revenge. Location, Wakanda. Steve Rogers, Bruce Banner, Black Widow, Falcon, Wanda, and Vision have come to Wakanda in the hope that the superior Wakandan technology will be able to extract Vision's Mind Stone without killing him in the process. Shuri takes a look at the stone and says that she will need some time to extract the stone, but it can be done. She just has to detach millions of neurons from the stone. T'Challa says that she will have to work fast because Thanos' henchmen have arrived outside the Wakandan force field with an entire army. Shuri gets to work, and Wanda stays with Vision to protect the stone and destroy it if need be. Wanda is the only person powerful enough to destroy the stone. T'Challa gathers all the tribes of Wakanda to fight Thanos' army in the open grasslands. T'Challa also gives the Winter Soldier his vibranium arm back and asks him if he will join the fight. Bruce Banner has been unable to turn back into the Hulk since returning to Earth from Asgard, and so he is wearing Tony Stark's Hulk fighting suit into battle. Location, Titan. Iron Man, Doctor Strange and Spider-Man crash land Ma's ship on Titan. They get off the ship and try to devise a plan to remove the gauntlet from Thanos. Doctor Strange views every possible outcome and finds only one where they succeed in defeating Thanos. Peter Quill, Drax, Mantis, and Nebula ambush them, and they end up in a standoff. After no time at all, they realize they are all here for the same reason, to kill Thanos. Location, Mandalorian hideout, Navaro. The Mandalorians have built Anakin an immaculate suit of armor. The suit is equipped with blasters and other gadgets, and also allows Anakin to make use of his Force abilities. Anakin is testing out the new suit and getting accustomed to the way his new body feels. The armorer gives Anakin a new and improved lightsaber. She salvaged the Kyber crystals from his old one and built him a new hilt. The new hilt is in a cross formation like the handle of a medieval sword, allowing Anakin to defend himself better. Location, Wakanda. Corvus Glaive, Proxima Midnight, and Cull Obsidian send their army of Outriders charging at Wakanda's force field. Slowly but surely, the bests are breaking through the force field. Captain America says that if they manage to break through from the rear of the city, there will be nothing separating the beasts from Vision. T'Challa gives it some thought before deciding that they must face the army of Outriders head-on. T'Challa orders the section of the force field in front of them to be opened so that the Outriders are funneled onto the battlefield. The plan works, and T'Challa's and Captain America lead the charge into battle. Location: Titan. Thanos arrives on Titan and sees Ma's crashed ship. Thanos approaches Doctor Strange, who informs him that Ma is dead. Thanos admits that his quest has come at a great cost, but it is his destiny nonetheless. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Mantis, Drax, Nebula, and Quill all ambush Thanos. Working as a team, they manage to restrain Thanos, and Mantis jumps on his back and uses her mind control powers to stop Thanos from overpowering them. Spider-Man is trying to pull the gauntlet off of Thanos' hand. Rocket, Groot, and Thor have arrived at Nidavellir, but something is wrong. It appears that the Forge is not operating. They seek out Atri, the Forge Master, who tells them that he created Thanos' gauntlet for him in the hope that the rest of his crew would be spared, and Thanos did spare them. However, a while later, another by the name of Darth Maul came to the Forge and forced the Forge Master to create a suit of armor capable of wielding all 6 stones. Once the suit had been created, he killed everyone. Thor says that he needs Stormbreaker to kill Thanos. The Forge Master tells Thor that they will have to restart the Forge somehow after Darth Maul shut it down. Rocket and Thor devise a plan to use the escape pod to restart the Forge. Thor swings the escape pod around the Forge like a lasso, getting it to fire up again. The Forge fires up, but Atri is unable to complete the weapon because the channel that extracts the energy of the dying star is blocked. Thor risks his life to hold the channel open manually, taking on the entire force of the dying star himself. Thor passes out, but Atri has not yet created the handle for Stormbreaker. Groot uses his arm to bind Stormbreaker, and his arm snaps off to form the handle of the weapon. Stormbreaker begins to levitate, and then goes flying into Thor's hand. Location: Wakanda. T'Challa and the remaining Avengers on Wakanda are being overrun. Wanda is forced to leave Vision's side to use her powers to stop Thanos' giant war machines. Shuri is unable to remove the Mind Stone from Vision's head in time, and Corvus Glaive comes into her lab to kill Vision and steal the stone. Vision gets up from the operating bed and tackles Glaive out of the lab. Wanda, Black Panther, and Falcon come to Vision's aid, and together they defeat Corvus Glaive. Thor, Groot, and Rocket arrive on the battlefield and get stuck in immediately. Thor relieves the pressure on the Wakandan army by using Stormbreaker to take out much of the enemy's machinery and army. Location: Titan. Hearing that Thanos sacrificed Gamora to gain the Soul Stone, Quill acts impulsively and lets his anger get the better of him. He starts beating Thanos in the head with his blaster, which knocks Mantis off his back, allowing Thanos to break loose and overpower them, just as Spider-Man is about to remove the gauntlet. Suddenly a portal opens and evil Anakin emerges, wearing the dark Infinity suit, with Palpatine by his side. Anakin draws his double-sided lightsaber and attacks Thanos. Palpatine uses his Force powers to fend off the Avengers with ease. Thanos throws everything he has at Anakin, using the might of all the stones in his possession, but Anakin has an answer for everything. Anakin uses the Force to hold Thanos' arm still, before cutting off the hand wearing the gauntlet with his saber. As soon as Thanos' hand falls to the ground, Anakin's suit sucks in all of the Infinity Stones into their holsters. Anakin roars as the power of the Infinity Stone surges through his body. Anakin walks up to Thanos and whispers in his ear, "Anakin, this is for Padme." Evil Anakin kills Thanos with his lightsaber. Iron Man attacks evil Anakin, but he is no match. Evil Anakin seems to be enjoying himself as he beats Iron Man within an inch of his life. Evil Anakin is about to kill Iron Man, but Doctor Strange gives him the Time Stone without putting up a fight. The Time Stone clips into evil Anakin's armor. Iron Man looks across to Doctor Strange. Iron Man, why would you do that? Doctor Strange, it was the only way. Anakin opens a portal and leaves Titan along with Palpatine. Location, Wakanda. The stone in Vision's head starts to hurt again, and he looks at Wanda. Vision, he's here. You must destroy it. Wanda, there must be another way. Vision, there's not. You could never hurt me. I feel only you. It's okay. Do it. Wanda sobs as she uses her powers to destroy the stone in Vision's head. Wanda destroys the stone and Vision's body fades away into dust. A portal opens and evil Anakin and Palpatine exit. Evil Anakin uses the Time Stone to reverse Vision's death and the destruction of the Mind Stone. Palpatine fights off Wanda, Captain America, and Black Panther, while evil Anakin tries to remove the stone from Vision's head. As evil Anakin is about to pull the stone from Vision's head, he is sent flying by a force blast. We see the other Anakin in his shining Mandalorian armor, with his white lightsaber. Behind Anakin stands the Mandalorian army. Thor lands by Anakin's side. Thor, you're looking better than when I last saw you. Anakin, you too. Thor attacks Palpatine, allowing Anakin to deal with his past self. He tries to explain to evil Anakin that Palpatine has manipulated both of them in their respective timelines to turn to the dark side. Anakin was able to break free from the grasp of the dark side when he accepted responsibility for his mistakes and Padme's death. He realizes now that trying to bring her back has only caused more harm and suffering. Evil Anakin says that Anakin must pay for what he's done, and launches an attack with the Power Stone that knocks Anakin off his feet. The Mandalorians fight back against evil Anakin, but he is too powerful. Anakin gets back up, and he and evil Anakin engage one another with their lightsabers. Evil Anakin is able to generate the power of the Infinity Stones through his saber for more powerful attacks. Evil Anakin cuts off Anakin's left arm with one of these powerful attacks. Captain America, Black Panther, Falcon, Vision, Wanda, and the Winter Soldier all join the fight against evil Anakin. Thor is being shocked by Palpatine, but he uses all his power to absorb Palpatine's electricity into Stormbreaker. Palpatine tries to shock Thor again, but it doesn't work. It seems that Thor has sucked all the power from the Sith Lord. Then, with one mighty swoop, Thor kills Palpatine with Stormbreaker. Evil Anakin subdues everyone who comes up against him. Only Anakin remains standing, but barely. Evil Anakin uses the Time Stone to rapidly age Anakin into a frail elderly man, and he drops to his knees. Evil Anakin returns to Vision and tries to remove the stone once more. This time, Thor comes flying in and stops him. Thor and evil Anakin go up against one another in an epic battle, fighting one another while flying through the air. Quill's ship arrives in Wakanda, carrying his crew along with Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. Spider-Man jumps out the ship and wraps up evil Anakin with his web shooters and pulls him towards the ground. Some of the Mandalorian warriors also use their grapple hooks to latch onto evil Anakin. Wanda uses her powers to contain evil Anakin from breaking free from the hold and pulls him to the ground. The old and frail Anakin walks up to his evil past self and draws his white lightsaber. The elderly Anakin looks over to Thor and gives him a compassionate nod, as if to say goodbye. Anakin then stabs evil Anakin in the chest, and an explosion of light engulfs them both. The dust settles, and Thor rushes to the blast site. Nothing remains except for the Infinity Stones and Anakin's crossbeam lightsaber. Anakin knew that by killing his past self, he would essentially be destroying his current self too. He sacrificed himself to save the galaxy. The end.
And that is going to be it for What If Anakin Skywalker Was in the MCU? What if Anakin Skywalker was in Avengers Infinity War? Now let me know in the comments down below what else you would like to see me do, what other stories you would like to see me cover. I love doing Star Wars What If content, I love doing Marvel What If content, but doing the best of both worlds is always awesome to do. So doing this little crossover video was very amazing. And I do want to say, if you guys are new around here and would like to see more what if scenarios, I would highly recommend that you guys click that big red subscribe button, as it really goes a long way. But that being said, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care and have a wonderful day. Peace out.